Kingdom and on the World Service YouTube channel. Okay, let's now speak to Dr. Sandhya Pillai, who is a consultant psychiatrist and chairman of the Society of Interventional Practitioners of South Africa. Dr. Sandhya, thank you so much for joining us on the program. I mean, just start by the basics. What exactly are psychedelics and how do they work?
Well, thank you for having me this evening, and thank you for allowing me to explain. Psychedelics are a diverse group of drugs. They're not one drug. They all just have common that you have an experience where you lose touch with reality and you might hallucinate. But they are huge diverse of drugs. They start from the medically approved ones, ketamine, go on to psilocybin, DMT, MDMA, ibogaine, and ayahuasca. So it's a huge diverse group of drugs. Some of them medical, and some of them come from the more natural tradition of healing.
Why has there been an increased use of these drugs?
I'm not sure whether it's literally an increased use or an increased awareness of this drug or reporting of the drug. Since the COVID pandemic, certainly more patients have sought out this drug. And I think the advent of ready access over social media has caused more people to have ready access to this drug than they have previously. But I think as long as I've been in psychiatry in the 90s, there have been patients that have chosen to use psychedelics, and that is far back into the 90s. Now, it is far more open, it is far more spoken about, and it is far more reported.
How much research has been done on psychedelics and their effects generally? What would you say about that?
The research on psychedelics stretched back to the 1950s. The research extends from 1950s to 1972, when psychedelics were banned by President Nixon. But from 1955 to 1972, there was an extensive bunch of research. And then in 2006, psychedelics were opened up for research again. So there's been research from Ivy League universities and major universities, even in England, on psychedelics from 2006 to currently. So there's a huge body of evidence from pre-1972 and since 2006. So it's been extensively studied, actually.
Generally, what sense do you get about how authorities view these drugs? Because, I mean, their usage is illegal, but it sounds like you can still get access, you can still use them. What's the sense in South Africa or in the region of how they are viewed by authorities?
You must understand, in sub-Saharan Africa, we have a culture of traditional healing. The latest statistics have shown from World Health Organization to 70 to 80% of people in sub-Saharan Africa do seek alternative and natural healing. So I think at the moment, it's falling into a gray zone in South Africa. We've recently seen cannabis no longer becoming illegal. And I think in terms of the authorities, they're not really certain where to place these drugs, since they're becoming really extremely widely used, far more wider than people suspect.
This has been fascinating, Dr. Pillai. Thank you so much. And I imagine it's a topic we'll continue to explore based off the increased interest in this. Thank you for joining us on the program there.